One of my mods linked me this video that he talked about, which is from where this clip came from. They also timestamped it, said where he starts addressing it is over here in 2020.
Oh, anyway,
yeah, I wanted to watch it with you guys.
Let me go back over. Yeah, hopefully it ends when the song quits. Why? I don't think a song's going to quit.
You can see their chat.
Guys, I don't think so. So, yes, this happened earlier today. That's my opinion on it, and there it is. And
there
so,
it is.
anyway, another one. So, Valkyrae apologizes to her community for DMing Asmongold.
Oh boy.
My fault for not being aware enough. Probably so hurtful and jarring. I think everyone, including myself, should be more aware of what's going on in the world. I'm not aware enough. I hear you guys. So she went out and she said this about me, obviously. Like, she basically apologized for messaging me, right? That's pretty much what it was. And I think that, honestly, the biggest mistake that she made is that she didn't message me twice. I do. Because she should have messaged me.
Such a humble streamer.
And asked if she should have told the community that she messaged me. And if she had done that, I'd have told her no. I would have. I think this is an own goal for her. It definitely is.
True.
And so anyway,
and
the thing is that, listen, her community, everybody, see, like, I don't view streaming, like, I'm friendly with people in streaming, but I don't confuse myself and delude myself into thinking that a lot of people will not, obviously, I would never want and expect a person to, like, you know, put their career at risk or to do something that would be bad for their community just for my ego or to make me look good, right? And so, like, I don't take this personally. I don't get upset about this. It doesn't bother me. I'm not mad about it, etc. And so that's really it. Tectone predicted you would have said something like this. So
if you've watched Asmon for any amount of time, he very, very rarely claps back at other people. It's not super often. Like, it does happen, don't get me wrong, but he does clap. He does not clap back very often.
I don't know if he did or not. I'd have to go back and look. I can look at it after this. I think. But yeah, I'm not mad about this. I don't really care. I think that it's funny, if you want me to be honest. Not in a way that I'm laughing at her misfortune, but in a way that it's just like, man, what a ridiculous situation, isn't it? So, but doesn't it put you off? It seems really inauthentic. Well, it doesn't seem inauthentic because it might seem inauthentic to you because you're not looking at it through the correct lens.
100% correct. Dude, this behavior is so common. It's everywhere, chat. Even VTubers do this. Hear me out. The fact of the matter is a lot of the people that you watch that are live streamers are entertainers first, okay? They don't talk about politics. I do. Kirsche does. Leaflet does. A bunch of other girls do, too. Like, they don't talk about culture war. They don't roll around in the drama slop like I do. They just play their video games. They got a hot character. They do their events. They talk with their chat, and that's it. And that's normal. So you have to remember that these people behind the streams, they do have opinions, don't get me wrong. They do have thoughts. They do see the politics and the huge happenings and the drama slops. They're not blind. And sometimes people you might not expect at all will agree with someone like Asmon. Now, I'm not saying that's Valkyrae or like anything. Like, I don't fucking know. I don't watch her streams. But the point is you have to protect your career, like your job, right? That's just how it is. That's why I would never judge anyone that doesn't want to associate with me, you know? It doesn't necessarily mean they don't like you. They might, but you don't know that unless they say it out loud. It just means they think associating with you could hurt their career or give them a headache that they don't want to deal with.
So for me, it doesn't seem inauthentic because these people are primarily they're streamers because it's their job. So why would I get mad at somebody doing something that's in the best interest of their career? Why would I do that? So really, I mean, am I going to expect somebody to, you know, like fall on their sword for some other opinion that I have? Absolutely not.
Exactly.
So anybody can say anything that they want about me, and it doesn't really matter to me. I don't give a shit, right? It doesn't matter to me at all.
She didn't even say anything mean to him directly. She just apologized to her audience. I think she's dumb for that, but like, ultimately, it's not like she did something horrible.
So that's it. And obviously, look at her VOD viewership, huge dip. Well, I don't know if people saw it or not. I have no idea. But it got 2.6 million views.
Streamers are a really weird job. You have to apologize for just asking someone for advice because the people that follow you don't like the person you asked advice to. If I went to a... I don't know. I think, chat... I don't know. Chat, if I suddenly DM'd Hassan for streaming advice and then I told chat, like, chat, I went to Hassan for streaming advice, I think a lot of you would go, like, what the fuck, Alana? What's wrong with you? Like, I don't know. I think it goes both ways. I mean, I'm obviously exaggerating, but, like, please don't. That's a hypothetical. It's never gonna happen. But, like, let's just say hypothetically. Like, how dare you? It would sound strange, wouldn't it? Because they're such polarizing political figures. Fuck you, Chad. I don't care about what you think. I know, but like, it's your job. Like, you don't want to lose everything. It's a business. Like, some people don't understand this, and they get extremely parasocial and think that like people stream. Like, of course, people stream for the fun of it. At least I do. I can't speak for every single person out there, but like. It's still a job at the end of the day. I want to provide entertainment, and I want to be as best as I can for you. You know? I would say, ooh, why, and move on. I know, but like, you know, some people are schizos. Some people on different boards think I'm horrible, and like, oh, a lot of... People have actually unironically said this on Twitter and a couple of other places, like Reddit and 4chan. There's people out there have like unironically said like Alana doesn't say slurs on stream. She's a freaking left-wing grifter. And I'm just sitting here like, even the most right-wing streamers don't fucking say that. That doesn't... You're so stupid and parasocial. What do you think? I'm gonna be like on Rumble saying the N-word? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah,
I didn't read a single positive comment. And obviously, like, yeah, she needs to set herself free from the mind prison that's progressive audience capture. It was hurtful.
Yeah,
if those fans are hurt by you speaking to someone, that they invariably were going to leave for another dumb reason, so tell them to fuck off and the cool ones will stay. Probably true. I think that's accurate. And also, here's another component to this as well, is that I think that type of audience capture does happen,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
It can always be scary to move away from it or try to change what you're doing because you never know what's going to happen.
She's right.
So, yeah, that's it. Streaming shit is optics. It's all optics. It always is, and it always will.
It can absolutely be terrifying to go against the grain of your audience.
People will always roach out on you. Everybody will always betray you. Do you remember Judas sold Jesus out? Like, I mean, you really think about this. Jesus, at worst, was at least a wizard, right? Like, this is, like, at his very, very lowest power level, he was at least a wizard.
Yeah, he did turn water into wine. And
Judas went and sold Jesus out for about $7,000.
That's nothing.
Now, would you make an enemy with a wizard for $7,000? I would not.
Nope.
Fuck, I wouldn't even make an enemy of a magician for $7,000. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he's going to make you disappear.
I actually thought, so whenever Valkyrae said it, I thought that the reason why she mentioned that she talked to me was so she could posture that basically she was willing to look at the other side of the Collargate situation and try to reach across the aisle and effectively try to offer a you know, degree of diplomacy that, you know, it's not like I hate all of these people. It's just that I talk to them because it's not like this evil thing, right? And so I actually thought that this was maybe that was like her strategy with doing it, right? It's like kind of saying like, well, I even talk to people that, you know, might be perceived as being against this, and this is what.
See, you have to know your audience really well. Like, I think if I talk to someone very left-leaning and I had my disagreements, I think that my chat, unironically, if I had some sort of, like, just normal debate, not saying that I would, because I'm not great at debating and thinking on the spot, I'd have to prepare and all that, but the point stands is that if I invited a left-leaning person onto my stream or vice versa, and we had a normal stream where we talked about opinions and, like, culture war and stuff, my chat wouldn't appreciate it if I insulted them and was mean to them, because it would make them look bad. But then some people who are extremely vitriolic and they farm people by insulting them all the fucking time and attacking them directly, I think they would be fine with it. It depends on the community. Like, I try to be as nice as I can. I do call people retarded. I have done that in the past. I'm not going to deny it, but, you know, I don't do it all the time. You call us retarded? I call myself retarded. My mods call me retarded. It goes both ways.
What I said I should do. So this is what I would do, right? So it basically adds veracity to what she was saying. Like, I thought that was the logic behind it. And like, you know, I looked at it from that perspective because that's the way that I would have done it, right? Because that's what would make sense. So, yeah. I apologize for talking to a person. Well, because her community hates me, right? I mean, that's obviously the reason.
So she knows that was the calculated risk. I still think she shouldn't have said, like, I don't know. I don't know what's worse in this situation. I'm not omniscient, but, like, geez.
Why?
It's not good.
And so, yeah, it's pretty fucking obvious. And so, anyway, bro thought that was logic. I reason everything out. And most things people do for a reason. And so that's really it. Can you play the video? No, I don't need to. I never watched it. I don't care. And the reason why is that I don't need to have a clip of everybody shitting on her and getting mad at her for saying this. It's not a big deal to me. I know that, you know, for somebody like her and for a lot of other people, the amount of hate and harassment and stuff like that that you get for being inside of this space is tremendous. And
keep in mind when Asmongold talked about the Hogwarts Legacy drama and he brought up Silvervale, there was probably a lot of pedal pals that did not like that even Asmongold was being nice to her. Because he expressed concern and said that she was getting harassed and he feels really bad for her, even though it came from a good, you know, from a good intention and good place in his heart. It didn't matter because he's a very polarizing figure. Not that I'm, like, saying that it's bad or, like, I do think it's bad. I'm just saying it happens all the time. It's hard, you know? They did a Diablo 4 together live on stream, and I know, and I think that it can be really rough for people that are not political, not culture war oriented, or they even shit talk video games. They might not want to associate with you, and that's just how it is.
And it is overwhelming for a lot of people.
It's not even about the unicorns. I'm talking about, like, politics.
Because I think that, like, again, people might not realize, like, across all the YouTube channels that I have, at least, right? I mean, we're getting like 200-300 million views a month, right? And that's just including on YouTube, right? That's not even on Twitch and other places too. There's a lot of people that watch the content, and there's a lot of people that are engaged. And because of that, I know that, you know, if I talk about something or whatever, there will be a degree of collateral damage. There will be. And I don't really care necessarily, but I also only really apply that whenever I think a person is acting truly in bad faith. And whenever I see a person acting in their own best interest, I almost never fault people for acting in their own best interest.
Yeah.
This might be, you know, confusing to you, but I almost never do. And if you think about it, whenever I see a person doing what they think is best for them, I don't usually get offended by it because I understand why people do that, because people are animals and animals have evolved for millions of years to natural selection with the desire to survive, right? And so, like, yeah, it's not personal, it's just business. Yes, it is. And so that's really about all there is to it. You're a better person than me. What would it take for you to completely cut someone out of your life? I mean, I don't really have, I don't make distinctions like that ever, really. I don't think about that a whole lot. I just simply live every day the way that I want to live it, and that's about it. I don't really think about all of these, grand proclamations. I don't think about, like large sweeping statements. I don't need to do that. I just simply make the decision that I think is the right decision for the right time, and that's all that I need to do. And so that's it.
Is
Someone
he
yelling
wrong?
at you?
It's
I don't
just
like people
business,
yelling
dude.
at me. I don't.
I mean, it is a business. I mean, we're joking around, but it truly is.
But yeah, I think generally if somebody does yell at me, I will probably cut them off. I don't like being yelled at. But
I think also getting yelled at online is a bit different from getting yelled at in real life.
it's also another, it's like if somebody hits me in the face, I probably wouldn't want to deal with them either, right? And so that's really all there is to it. And you're giving too much grace to these people, it's going to bite you in the ass someday. You can't just ignore it, take the high road. Well, I mean...
I disagree. I think that it makes people less vitriolic and more understanding. I mean, low IQ people will always perceive Asmon if they really truly believe that he's being too lenient. You might stop watching them, but I think being neutral and realizing and being logical is the best outcome.
I don't always take the high road, do I?
No, he just shit on people.
I don't always take the high road.
If they
there are a
deserve
lot
it.
of times where I take the low road. I like taking the low road, but I restrain myself and I don't do it all the time because I don't have to. And that's the reason why I don't have to do it. And it's easier. Yeah, exactly. And so let's, and also, like, I don't need to, because everybody else is mad at her too. Like, I mean, if I read a lot of these comments, I mean, this is the, it's everybody is mad about this. Literally.
Now both sides are mad at her. Like, so was it worth it?
Everybody is pissed
know.
off. Like, I don't see a single positive comment about this. Even the retweets, if I look at all of this stuff here, and make apologies videos, DMing somebody. It's even obviously Destiny has, weighed in on the situation.
Wait, are they dating? I skimmed over the Destiny tweet just now. Did he just imply that they're dating, or are they actually dating? I don't follow IRL streamers.
And it's just the same type of
Maybe.
thing that you'll always see. And if I go back over
They
here
are,
and
yes. Oh, wait. Okay, well, but that makes more sense. It's an open secret. That's the rumor. It's a rumor. They're not 100%. Okay, well, the point is like, I can kind of understand where she's coming from. I just think she's an idiot for saying that she went to Asmon. Hassan's arch nemesis.
If I look, somebody
No,
said
Hassan and
Tectone said something
Valkyrae,
about me about
not
this. Let me see what he
Destiny.
said.
Destiny doesn't date
Asmon will go
anybody,
live
dude.
tomorrow, see
I don't
Valkyrae
think.
throwing him under the bus and say, it's okay, understand why she had to do this, it's not a big deal. As he always
The prophetic Tectone.
says, yes, exactly. Tectone knows me. Like, I'm friends with him, and so, like, it would be, yeah, of course.
That means he knows him pretty well, huh?
Yeah, because I know the way that people behave. I know how people act. It is what it is, right? And so it's just that simple. So yeah, Colorgate's making his streamers uncomfortable because they did past collabs with Hassan. No, anyone with Hassan is putting pressure on them. That's why streamers like Poki are wanting for the drama to go away. I think that a lot of them...
Because it hurts their money.
Think that...
What? Duh.
I will say that there is definitely, like, with streaming, there are a lot of, like, very toxic cliques. And you guys might
This happens with VTubers too, Chad. Don't get it twisted.
not notice this.
We saw
Like,
it.
I guess actually you probably do. McConnell, Train, I would say also maybe XQC, right? Like, these are people I've been friends with for like fucking 8-9 years. Like, yes, we've had, rough roads over the years, but overall, these are my friends, right? And I could go forward, with... And I do not want to be going on. There are other people that you guys are naming. A lot of those people are also on the list, but I just don't want to name everybody, right? And that's it.
Valid.
That's just the first 5 that come to mind. And so, anyway, the point that I'm making about this is that I'm not friends with a lot of streamers at all. I recognize that this is a business relationship, and I might be friendly with them privately, but I understand that whenever they have to behave in a professional manner, they have to act in a certain way.
A lot of VTubers need to understand that. A lot of VTubers. This is a big point that a lot of people, streamers and viewers, just don't understand. Even I do this. Like, I'm not gonna name names, obviously, but I will say I have DMs with a lot of VTubers. Like, I talk to a lot of people. I am very friendly with quite a few VTubers that I really like and I think are great, but I would never, ever, ever in a million years tell the public that I talk to those VTubers. And I definitely would never ask a collab from them. I'm not talking about Fillion. Like, it's public that, you know, me and Fillion talk about collabs and whatnot. Like, that's fine. I'm talking about, like, people outside of that. The truth of the matter is that my content is controversial. Even if we generally stay away from politics, I still have public thoughts and opinions, and that means I have a large amount of people that absolutely hate me no matter what I fucking do or say. As you can obviously see, when my name gets brought up on any Reddit post, like, it's just how it is. You gotta live with it. It doesn't matter. I would never ever want people that I like, that I talk to ever have to suffer or get harassed because it was discovered that they associate with me in DMs. Or that we're friendly in DMs, you know? That's just the way it is. Like, and everybody values this differently. Obviously, I do collabs with some VTubers, not super duper often. It's very selective, and that's great. But I'm not gonna judge the people that don't want to. They're just making the best decision for their career. That's why I think, like, when people say, oh, Alana, would you collab with this person? I'm like, well, it's not up to me. It's up to them. It's ultimately not up to me. If you like me, but you don't want to, I'm not going to hold it against you. I still like you. We're cool, man. We're cool. And I think that's how Asmund deals with it. And that's why Asmund doesn't collab with anybody, pretty much. He never talks to anyone. Pretty much.
That's life. And I get that. And I don't go looking for it's like looking for friends as a streamer with other streamers is pretty much the same thing as going to a strip club looking for a wife. I actually had a friend that did that. It ended up getting him in jail. And no, he doesn't have
Holy shit. What? Again, it's not impossible. I like to think I have a few close friends that I've met that are VTubers. But there's definitely like an extra layer of difficulty. Because you have to cut through all the bullshit. Like, does this person actually want to be my friend? Are they using me for clout? Do we have the same opinions on certain topics? If we don't, will they speak out against me? If they speak out against me, is it to protect their career or because they actually don't like me? There's just so much bullshit. And of course, as Kirshi has said, everyone in VTubing and streaming is fake. Tectone has said this too. He said 99.9% of streamers are fake. There's exceptions to the rule, of course, but most of them are. The question is it a personality trait or is it a requirement of being a streamer? It's very hard for streamers who talk to each other to cut through all the walls and barriers they've put up. Because if you're actually honest about something to someone, what if they use it against you to ruin your career? Again, that's just how it is.
Custody of the kid.
And that's valid.
So, yeah, bad idea, by the way. Bad idea, and you shouldn't do that. She hits him on the head with a glass. The police show up. Ooh. Guess who's sitting in the back of the cop car? Ooh. That's right. Yeah. I was going to say the name, but I'm not going to say the name. Being friends with, yes, being friendly with is another thing. Exactly. And that's all there is to it. Trump said, if you want friends in Washington, buy a dog. Yes, and so anyway, there are a lot of very toxic cliques with streaming, and they will defend each other regardless of what the facts are, regardless of anything, because they are friends, and they're just going to defend each other for that reason. A lot of these people, I think that for many of the, and I don't want to say everybody, right? But I think that for many of these people, a lot of the social causes that they say that they support, etc. These are social accessories that they use to boost their image. Many of these people will never express a viewpoint or an opinion without waiting for, the mass consensus opinion or viewpoint, and then at that point they might say something, and they might not even then. And the fact is
Ludwig
that, again, you can't look at these people as like an authentic
Ludwig. Yeah, that's
individual.
immediately
You
what I
have to
said,
see them
too.
as a brand or a personality on the internet. It's
But
like,
you know what happens if he goes against the grain? His audience fucking shits all over him. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, think about it.
like looking at Johnny Bravo or looking at Courage the Cowardly Dog. I think Courage the Cowardly Dog in a lot of cases is more accurate. And, in some cases, actually, especially, should I make a sexual harassment Johnny Bravo joke? I guess I will. Johnny Bravo's been pretty accurate too recently, hasn't it? So anyway, and it's more accurate than you might imagine even.
Man.
So actually, those are, it's funny now that I think about it. Those are really two great examples. They most of the time fall under one of those two, isn't it?
True.
Man, what are the odds? And so anyway,
Whoa, mama.
Courage, exactly. And so that's the reason, and that's the way that I feel about this stuff.
Johnny
Again,
Bravo's really
I'll
funny,
look and I'll
though.
see if there's any more information about it on like LSF. But that's generally what I think, and it's just that's the way that that's the way the internet is, and there's no reason really to get upset about it or anything else. So it feels less and less every day. The dog thing is actually shattering the ranks. Well, I mean, I think that what happens is that. So this is the problem, and this is the issue that I think the dog thing creates for a lot of the, quote, safe space streamers, right?
Ooh.
Is that a lot of the safe space streamers, their personality on stream is a performance.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't really how they act in real life. They do...
To an extent, Chad, if you have a 9-to-5 job, that is also a performance. Even if you say slurs in your head in your pastime and you play Call of Duty and you say naughty things, that's not how you act at your job. It is, well, that must be really nice because if I said something naughty to my coworkers, you'd get fired and then I have to eat rice and chicken until I find a new job. So I don't know. That must be really nice for you.
Have opinions on things, but they pretend to be a very, very narrow version of themselves in order to make themselves more appealing for, let's say, brand deals or make themselves more appealing for a certain type of audience, right? This is very, very common. And this is that's fine, by the way, you too. I mean, I'm not doing a good job of it if I'm trying to do that, but that's the reason why people do it. And so like with the dog thing that happens is it puts them in a very bad position because basically they have to either side with people who they have to position themselves against, people like me, for example. And even not even like me. I've reserved judgment with this for pretty much the entire time. I find it to be ironic that people get very mad at me.
I have too, and I still get a little bit of shit for it, and I'm like, I just wanted more evidence, man. We have evidence out the wazoo now. Definitely a pattern.
The only thing that I've really done for sure is laugh at a lot of the memes because they're fucking funny.
They are
funny. But other than that, I haven't really been super opinionated about it, right?
So good.
And if you look at Kai, Kai's a great example. Kai never talks about any drama. Kai never gets involved with any issues. Speed is the same way. And nobody hates them. Well, people do. But nobody really gets super angry at them. There aren't like a lot of like big like groups of people that are like constantly trying to like, have a hate mob about them. They just never talk about it, right? They just never get involved with it or talk about it or anything like that. And so Kai definitely gets into drama. I mean, not really though, right? I mean, like not what I'm talking about. So So you're saying they're just in it for the money? Well, of course people stream for money. Like, there's nothing wrong with streaming for money. Why do you think it's bad that somebody is just in it for the money? Like, I don't even understand. So, do you think that everybody that's streaming on a regular basis, that's sitting in front of the computer all the time, they're doing it just because they love it? Yeah, I think a lot of people do doing it, but they also are doing it for a job. The thing is that most people are not, like, if you go back and you look at videos of me whenever I was in high school. There are videos of me when I was in high school. I was a little kid, and I was doing, really, if you look back at me at 15 years old, I have really not changed. I really haven't. And it doesn't, that's...
The only thing that's changed is you stopped playing WoW.
the way it is. And naive chatter, exactly. And yeah, I've been the same the whole time. What about you? Yeah, I mean, there are people that are like that, but it is the minority. And also, just because somebody doesn't want to, broadcast their political opinions at their job, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're just doing it for the money. It means that there's a time and place for everything, and they might not be comfortable talking about that stuff. Like a good example of this, even with me, is the recent government shutdown. Like whenever the government shutdown started happening, I wasn't streaming at that time, and I was just simply sitting around jerking off and playing video games all day. So if you want the honest truth, I don't really know why the government shut down. I didn't pay attention to it because I didn't really care. I wasn't looking into it at all. And so really, why...
And I think that most people just want like news coverage all the time from one person, and they don't get that maybe they just don't have an opinion on it. Like, I've had people get annoyed with me for, like, not talking about, I don't know, I can't name anything off the top of my head, but it's like, Alana, you should talk about this. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, sorry. I'm not obligated to talk about every single little thing that happens.
But I never came on. I didn't talk about it. I was like, yeah, I don't know, guys. It seems pretty crazy, right? And yeah, I don't know if it's Democrats or Republicans' fault. It's probably both their fault to an extent, but who knows?
It's probably
and
both.
So that's it. Money is the goal. Staying true to self isn't. Exactly. Yeah, it is. And what if Pokimane did decide to postpone it, but the backlash from a Sans fan so she made the staff take the blame? That's a big accusation. I wouldn't say that about her. That's pretty unfair. Again,
it could be, but we don't know.
What happened, but I wouldn't say that. That's a very big accusation. So yeah, that's about it. And anyway, that's the way that I feel about it. That's where
What's that's about it counter? I think that's number one.
Things have been for me, and yeah, I think that again, a lot of people hold streamers to extremely high standards, and it's very unhealthy. I think that people are extremely parasocial in a lot of regards. They want streamers to have all the same opinions that they have, reinforce all of their beliefs and all of their feelings. I think that this is an unhealthy desire.
I've disagreed with Asmin on culture war takes. I know it's gonna sound really surprising. I've disagreed with Tectone and his dog shit takes sometimes too, and that's completely fine. I still like Tectone. I don't know. It's just like I can't imagine living my life watching a streamer and then just expecting everything that comes out of their mouth to be agreeable. You wouldn't agree with every single thing that like a significant other or like your parents fucking say. Like, I've disagreed with my parents and I've lived with them my whole fucking life, man.
And while everybody is free to feel and do what they want to do and feel, I also think that it's something that very obviously is not something that is it's not healthy, right? It's very obviously not healthy. And so that's really about it. And I don't think anybody should do that. And she could have uploaded the episode literally now, but she's not because it was her decision or with the agreement. So you think that because she didn't upload the episode, then it means that she's throwing them under the bus and she actually made the decision? That is, to be fair, that is good logic.
It could be. We don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's...
People always work on the basis of, like, assumptions. Unless there's evidence, like, I don't know, like a DM leak or something. Even then, I would still be skeptical because you can fake that kind of shit. I wouldn't take that at face value. We don't know.
Logic for that tracks.
Because you know who works on assumptions? People who are fucking schizos that are terminally online and make retarded assumptions with zero evidence.
It does. Like it or hate it, cry or get mad or anything else, it's still true. Yeah, absolutely. And so she's shifting blame to her staff. Yeah, maybe, but it's very likely, but not definite. I would never say she did that, though. I mean, if fans want to say that or viewers want to say that, that's fine. But, as a streamer, I wouldn't feel comfortable pushing that type of a message unless I was certain of it, which
slander.
I'm not.
It's
but
literally
I am certain
slander.
to say that is logically, sound. It's logically sound thinking.
If someone said that about me with utmost certainty, that's slander, and you guys would get mad. Like, I know hardly anyone here likes Pokimane, but we don't know. We're
yeah, but it was a good point. Yeah,
we're
definitely.
assman zoomers.
But anyway, that's about it. But Vindication, these streamers are out of touch. It's crazy. Hopefully more and more communities be aware of this. Well, I think that more and more communities, and what I found to be very interesting is even with the Valkyrae thing.
It's libel? Okay, thank you.
A lot of people here were even, like, they were even kind of on my side about this, right? I mean, it's... I thought this was kind of interesting, right? It never... That never happens. It basically never happens. So, yeah. It's actually a good strategy, playing the staff. Isn't naming anyone personally. Yeah, I mean, let's see. That non-binary doesn't exist. You want to be male or female? Yeah, I mean, Nurgle's acolyte has spoken. All hail Nurgle and his wisdom. I don't get why people obsess over gender identity. Because people want everybody to acknowledge it. That's the reason why.
Because people aren't interesting sometimes, and they really want to cling on to an identity instead of a hobby or things that they like. I've met people who make their entire sexuality like their personality, and it's very, very annoying to talk to them because the conversation always circles back around to like, oh, well, you know, I have sex with men. It's like, I think that's annoying no matter what it is. Like, if you're like a straight person and all you do is talk about porking men or women, with like if you're a girl or a boy, I think that's fucking annoying. Like, why can't we just talk about, like, I don't know, waifus or anime? It goes both ways.
Says the guy who is 50% cockroach and 50% Neanderthal.
You know who actually kind of looks like a Neanderthal? Trainwrecks. I don't think Aspen looks like a Neanderthal. That's mean. Oh my god, at least be accurate. True, yeah. I like Trainwrecks, he's funny.
Man. Yeah, that's about right, huh? And I don't know what to say. And people getting offended over asthma getting quite shocking. Not quite as shocked as Assange's dog.
Oof! Even Reddit's roasted him.
Yeah, only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Neanderthals
well, I guess God is a Sith. And by the way, I didn't deal in absolutes. I said that there were exceptions and there were medical anomalies. So, you know, I that's why I'm, of course, you know, a Jedi. And everybody that's against me is a Sith, clearly. But didn't Neanderthals have larger brains? Well, a whale has a larger brain than a human, but that doesn't mean a whale is smarter than a human. The way that I think a brain works is not necessarily, it doesn't work necessarily that way. So, yeah, I don't think that the brain size is the only way that you can judge intelligence. But anyway, so true. Yes, how do you know? I saw it on Reddit. Like, I saw it on Reddit 11 years ago, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Whales' brains are really big. And that was about it. Bigger doesn't mean better. Well, there are a couple of things that is true with, specifically a couple. But, you know, other than that, yeah, I think it's generally true. But, yeah, you can see the entire... and I think this is a bit of a Reddit awakening for a lot of people. Because a lot of these Redditors, I think, you know, were under the false delusion that many of these streamers and creators and things, you know, like, they had a very different impression of them than the way they actually are. And I think this is a good thing. It's a good thing for people to effectively realize that, you know, break the parasocial bonds, watch streams for entertainment, enjoy what you're seeing, enjoy what you're watching, don't get emotionally connected, don't get mad. When a streamer starts saying something that makes you mad, you need to turn it off. You just turn it off.
People get mad. This is what I'll never understand. People will get mad at video games and then keep playing them. Like, are you serious?
Stop looking at it. Oh man, I keep doing the thing that makes me mad. Well, stop it. Stop doing it. But yeah, that's generally the way that I feel with a lot of these people, and so I don't really hold it against them. I don't really, you know, I'm not really angry at them. I'm not mad at them. I don't really care. It's not a big deal to me, if you want me to be honest. I don't really.
Says a LOL player, buddy. I haven't played LOL in like 3 years. Leave me the fuck alone.
think about it a lot. So, I've
Whatever,
got a
game
lot of
makes
other
me
things
mad, I just
to
stopped
think about and
playing,
make decisions
genuinely,
on.
I do.
And if you want me to be,
So I
this is
stopped
like
playing
maybe
League, it
an
made me
ego
too
thing,
mad.
but
You got me
those
irritated.
things are pretty important in a lot of cases. They're, in some cases, multi-million-dollar decisions. Mm-hmm. And actually, in almost all cases, they are. And so I'm not really going to get myself worked up about a person saying that I'm mean. She's not going to worry about it.
She didn't even say
That's
he
it.
was mean. She just said that she's
that's
sorry
really the
for
truth.
talking to him.
That's the actual reason. And so that's really it. And so let's talk about video games, bro. Fuck the haters. Well, we're going to get around to that, right? I mean, today's been a pretty interesting day, but that's been about it.
Anyway. He said anyway like 3 times. Oh, God. You're a WoW player? I literally haven't played since Shadowlands, so try again! Try again. You trying to gotcha me? I can go around in circles. Anyway, we'll check them out. There's the video. There you go. We finally got through it after I got disconnected. Very irritating. Really pissing me off today. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, chat, anyway, the takeaway is to stop being so insanely parasocial. If someone says if someone says something you don't like, just walk away. Just turn around and walk away. It's not in real life. It's not work where you have to sit through the entire 8 hours of your workday listening to someone you fucking hate. You can literally turn off the stream. It's not that hard. If your entertainment is pissing you off so much, it's like, dude, just walk away. Stop. Get some help.